Hey everyone, it's Lisa from the blog farmhouseonboone.com, and today I'm going to share with you 3 healthy summer meal ideas that you can prep ahead of time. Today's video is brought to you by Thrive Market. Thrive Market is an online grocery store for all things natural, organic. I find myself placing a Thrive Market order about once a week now. I will forget things and then I need more, just like last night whenever we realized we were out of popcorn. So I got on and ordered like 6 bags of my favorite sprouted popcorn. So it'll be here soon because I can't actually find that at the local grocery store that I normally shop at. They only have microwavable bags. I like to get things like tomato products and supplements, dried fruit, some various nuts that I can't find here. Thrive Market offers 2 membership options. You can either pay month to month, or if you get a year-long membership, it is actually a lot cheaper, but some people like to just test it out and see what they have, if they like it. I love that the Thrive Market website is very organized, so you can shop by dietary preference. If you're gluten-free, dairy-free, organic, vegan, paleo, you can shop by that. And also, whenever you get on, if you're a frequent customer like me, you will see all of the items that you normally buy, so it can make the shopping experience really quick and easy. Thrive Market is offering new customers 25% off their first order and a free gift when you use my link, thrivemarket.com/farmhouseonboone. You can also find it down in the description box below. I'm going to dive straight into the 3 meals that I prepared ahead of time. And after that, I'm going to share with you some tips that I've learned and the benefits of prepping ahead of time for summer meals. All right, the 3 prep ahead meals that I'm going to make today are chicken pot pie, which I'll explain how that actually works ahead of time, Southwest chicken salad, and then something that has become a favorite in our family recently, taco salad with a homemade Mexican ranch dressing that's only 3 ingredients and really delicious. So the first thing you want to do on prep day is get a bunch of meat going. I like to get a whole chicken going in the Instant Pot. Couple pounds of ground beef or more, depending on how much you want to prep ahead of time, going in a cast iron skillet, browning that up, adding a bunch of garlic. And then I also got a cast iron skillet of bacon going. I like to have chopped bacon in the refrigerator, especially for these summer salad meals where if you have a couple of dressings, some toppings cut up, you can whip that out so quickly. While the meat is cooking, the next step is to chop the veggies for whatever meals you're making. In today's case, I'm chopping up carrots, onions, and potatoes for chicken pot pie, peppers and onions for my taco salad and chicken salad. Now, things like avocado, I don't prep those ahead of time. I just keep ripe avocados on hand and then chop them up whenever it's time to serve so that they don't brown. So some of the benefits of making meals ahead of time are 1 skillet dirty for several meals. So I will cook ground beef in one and then just go straight to cooking the pot pie. I don't worry about a little bit of grease left in there or little bits of beef because it still tastes good. It was just cooked, so it's fine. And so you just have less dishes. Only the cutting board dirty one time. The garlic press, because I put so much garlic in everything, and I usually just clean the garlic press in between each meal. This, of course, allows you to put so much garlic in tons of things and then just clean it once. And of course, to have healthy, fast meals available that you can make when you have a little extra time to prepare for days when you don't have any time. So in the summer, I like to take the kids to the pool, do fun things, and so I'm not always in the kitchen. And so I like, especially in the summer, to have that break from the kitchen, maybe a marathon day, and then 2 or 3 days where I don't have to cook at all. Next, I just pack up in glass dishes the meat and then the chopped veggies with whatever meal they're going with. So for the taco salad, I packed up ground beef with onions and tomatoes and peppers because that all goes together in a meal. Even if you don't have a particular plan in place for exactly what you're going to make, having these chopped veggies prepped ahead of time is always going to be a good idea so that you can throw together a meal really quickly. If you're really busy, you can still get veggies. Next, I took some frozen bones from the freezer in a Ziploc and added them to the bones from the chicken that I shredded and made a batch of bone broth, which I love this about prepping ahead of time because you can get the Instant Pot dirty one time, have meat for more than one meal, bone broth, all at one time. I have the printable version of the Southwest chicken salad over on the Farmhouse on Boone blog, so if you do want to just print that out to have it on hand, you can get that down in the description box below or by going to farmhouseonboone.com and searching Southwest chicken salad. I used half of the whole chicken that I cooked in the Instant Pot, picked from the bones, lime juice, added a half a teaspoon of salt, a quarter a teaspoon of garlic powder, half an onion, half a teaspoon of cumin, 1 bell pepper, 1 tomato, and some fresh cilantro. I also made homemade mayo with my usual way that I make it. I love this recipe. I have it memorized. I don't even really measure much anymore, and it works out every time. It's just perfect for summer sandwiches and chicken salad. So I add an egg to the bottom of a wide mouth mason jar, a little squirt of mustard, some freshly squeezed lime or lemon juice, about a half a teaspoon of salt, a little bit less, I usually do, and then a cup of avocado oil blended with an immersion blender. I tossed a half a cup of that into my chicken salad, and then I also added a half cup of the cooked bacon. Now you can of course put this in the fridge for later, for a couple days away. You can serve it just by the spoonful, or maybe make something like a sourdough dinner roll, sourdough bun, sourdough bread, something like that to have a little Southwest chicken salad sandwich on. It's also good over chips. So if you have some corn tortilla chips, that is also really good with the chicken salad in it. For the taco salads, this is one of our favorite meals lately. Basically what you do is you have your ground beef prepped ahead of time and all the toppings chopped, and then you just take everything out of the refrigerator and assemble at mealtime. So we like to do greens, fermented jalapenos, bell peppers, onions, tomatoes, cilantro, sweet corn, black beans, crushed up tortilla chips, shredded cheese, freshly squeezed lime juice. Any of those toppings are delicious. And then I serve it with my homemade Mexican ranch, which is just sour cream, salsa, and taco seasoning all blended together. Now I also did add some freshly squeezed lime juice today just because I had it on hand. I have found that you don't really have to measure. Any combination of this is good, but for a rule of thumb, equal parts sour cream and salsa, and then just sprinkle in the taco seasoning until it tastes great. Now with this meal, I let the kids make their own taco salads. That way everybody is happy. So some kids like everything. Some kids only like the lettuce, meat, cheese, dressing, black beans, corn, that easy to like kid stuff. I just let them do it and everybody gets full and happy and there's no fights. I also have certain kids that anything can be on the salad as long as they make it themselves and see what goes in it and put it together themselves. So you might try that if you have a kid who doesn't like salad. See if you give them the option to make their own if they end up liking it. So my 3 oldest all make their own, and then we make them for the younger 2, and then Daniel, I just give a little plate of toppings like black beans, avocado, corn, things that he can eat, cheese, bacon, ground beef, but not so much the lettuce. For the chicken pot pie, I just prepare it in the usual way. So if you've seen my video or my blog post about this, essentially I saute in butter carrots, onions, potatoes, and garlic. And then I add half of the chicken from the Instant Pot, homemade bone broth, or even you could, if you don't have any bone broth made currently, you can just strain off whatever liquid that the chicken cooked with in the Instant Pot. That also tastes really delicious. Cook it with a little bit of flour to thicken, add some salt and pepper and cream, and then top it with biscuits. Now in my original recipe that's on the Farmhouse on Boone blog, again, you can print that out, I do the sourdough biscuits, But sometimes I just do einkorn biscuits if I haven't prepped ahead of time and I have einkorn flour on hand, I just do that. So that's what I did today. I used my usual einkorn biscuit recipe from the blog. Then I just topped the bottom part of the chicken pot pie with the biscuits, added foil, put it in the fridge, and I will bake later. Now I've also done this where I actually am already making chicken pot pie, and it's not whenever I am just prepping it, I'm making it. And so I'll make 2 cast iron skillets full at the same time, bake them both, and then I'll put foil on one and put it in the fridge, and then I'll just warm it back up. So you can either bake the biscuits if you have the oven going, or in this case, I didn't have the oven going today, so I didn't bake the biscuits, I put it in the fridge, and I will just bake it tomorrow or the next day, depending on when we need it. Now, some of my tips for having these fast, easy meals are, one is to keep on hand ripe avocados, fermented veggies like fermented jalapenos and sauerkraut. Those are 2 of our favorites, and lettuces. Now, this allows you to always have some side or topping or something to stretch the meal that you don't have to prepare in any way except just get out of the fridge. And in the case of the avocado, cut up. They're filling, they're healthy. I mean, the lettuce isn't really filling, but it does stretch a meal. But the avocado is filling. The fermented foods are good for your gut health. You can prep the fermented vegetables ahead of time and just take it out and eat it with each meal. We really have been loving salads lately. We've been having salads with chicken and hard-boiled eggs and honey mustard, and then the taco salads, and the sauerkraut goes so well on all of it. It just adds this little tangy pickled flavor to every salad, and it's really good. Another one of my tips is to make double. So even if you're not gonna do a dedicated prep day, when you're making something like I mentioned earlier with the chicken pot pie, or the other day I did this with stuffed peppers, make double what you think your family will eat, and then you could pack the other one in the fridge for later in the week or in the freezer. So in the case of the stuffed peppers, I just put them all like pepper side face up in a Ziploc bag, put it flat in the freezer. And so now later this week, I have another meal for whenever these prep meals run out. And that's something that I was just making one day. It wasn't like I specifically prepped stuffed peppers. I just was making them, and while everything was out, just double the whole recipe. My last tip is, especially in the summer, have a prep day where you make a bunch of salad dressings. So my favorites are honey mustard, which I just do equal parts-ish of homemade mayo, mustard, honey, and then a little bit of lemon juice and salt. And then that Mexi Ranch I've been telling you about. Those, if I have those hanging out in the refrigerator and I have toppings for salads, that meal is just our go-to. It's so easy. I can get fresh greens right now from the farmer's market. We have a bunch of arugula coming on in the garden. You can add fresh herbs. Pretty soon we'll have tomatoes. It is just a great way to carry you through the summer. Also, eggs should be abundant. So even if you don't have chickens, go to a farmer's market, get a bunch of eggs, hard boil them, put them in your fridge, and then that salad meal is just always ready. Keep some bacon in the fridge, and you'll have the protein from the eggs and shredded cheese, and then you'll have all the veggies and the homemade dressings, and every meal will be less than 5 minutes away if you do that salad dressing prep work and then stock your fridge accordingly ahead of time. All right, well, I hope that these were helpful for you. Again, make sure to check out the link in the description box below, where I have all of the recipes in printable form that you can grab from the farmhouseonboone.com blog, print them out, and do a prep day yourself to get ahead of cooking for your family so that you can have healthy meals even when you're busy. Also, if you have not yet checked out Thrive Market, make sure to head over there, get 25% off your first order and a free gift with my link, thrivemarket.com/Farmhouse on Boone. It'll also be in the description box below. All right, thank you so much for watching this video. If you have not yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I make 2 new videos every week on food from scratch, natural living, and a handmade home. Thank you so much for stopping by the farmhouse.